Human-machine interfaces on mobiles add value to any product. They improve ease of use and adaptability to future needs, and removing screens and electromechanical controls reduce costs and also improve product durability. Not to mention that creating mobile HMIs is not as difficult as you might imagine. In this video, we'll show you how easy it is to start creating your first HMI as a web app. We'll use an STM32 Nucleo board and the TapNLink Primer, IoTize's NFC-Bluetooth evaluation kit. The Nucleo board runs its own application firmware. Our Nucleo is programmed with an example taken directly from the STM32 Cube. TapNLink connects to the STM32's debug port, also called the SWD port. This is the quickest way to implement our wireless module and our HMI as a proof of concept. It requires no coding in the Nucleo's firmware. We just have to temporarily disconnect the Nucleo's embedded ST-Link programmer debugger. Let's connect TapNLink to the Nucleo board. First, remove the SWIO jumper. Leave the SWCK jumper in place. It helps dampen bounce-back parasites that are caused by non-terminated traces. Connect TapNLink to the pins on CN7, shown here. Notably, these include SWIO, SWCK, and the power supply. When you're all connected up, the hardware will look like this. The USB is connected to a PC for a power supply. Now, all we have to do is to configure the TapNLink wireless module. We do this with the free IoTize Studio software that you can download from IoTize.com. To start off, we'll create a new configuration project. Here, we identify a working directory for our project and the files that result from the configuration. These include the configuration parameters and HTML files for our mobile HMI. We also identify the ELF file for the Nucleo's firmware. This is the firmware that is already programmed to the STM32 on our Nucleo board. The file provides all of the information about variables in the firmware, their addresses, types, sizes, etc. This information is imported into IoTize Studio to automate the configuration process. If the ELF file is ever changed or recompiled, IoTize Studio will warn us of the change so that we can update our configuration. Next, we create the actual TapNLink configuration. We do this by selecting variables from the information that was imported from the ELF file. These variables represent the data that we want to monitor or modify from the HMI on the mobile device. You'll notice that these are added to a bundle with at least one user profile. After we select variables, we can set parameters to define how the variables are displayed in the HMI app. For example, setting a variable's submit parameter automatically creates a mechanism in the HMI for changing the value of the variable. Setting the alias and units parameters for the variable allow us to display information in the HMI that helps users better understand the variable and its values. As we make changes, the web app preview at the right of the screen changes according to the parameters in our configuration. This is a preview that shows us what the HMI will look like on our mobile device when the app is running. Now we'll transfer and test the configuration with our TapNLink module. We'll transfer it to TapNLink over a Bluetooth connection. Just click on Studio in the project, set the connection to BLE, scan and then select the correct TapNLink from the list of device connections. You can also test the connection from IoTize Studio to verify that it's working and retrieve the TapNLink's serial number and current parameters. After you have the BLE connection set up, just click on Configure to send the configuration to TapNLink. After the TapNLink module is configured, you can test the HMI in IoTize Studio. Just click Monitor. IoTize Studio connects to TapNLink via the Bluetooth connection. The app preview panel shows us the data that's coming from the Nucleo board via the TapNLink. We can test all aspects of the HMI, including the submit value mechanism and the user login if we have set one up. The last thing we need to do in order to test our HMI app on a mobile is to publish it. In our case, clicking on Publish sends the files for our HMI app to the IoTize development server. Now, when mobiles connect to our TapNLink, they automatically launch IoTize's Tap Manager and the corresponding published HMI app. There you have it, but this is just the start. There's much more you can do with TapNLink. Access more variables and features on your Nucleo, manage multiple user profiles to secure access, log data on mobiles or on the cloud, enrich your HMI with graphics and widgets. Everything is possible. You'll find articles and videos about these and other topics on our site, www.iotize.com.